teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a real Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it tougher for the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point fit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth D's. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Panda and Grizzly Show. I'm Brian the Grizzly. I got Tank on to my left. I got Panda down below. What's up, guys?
How you doing? How you
Not
doing?
much. Surviving tornadoes.
Just dip and dodge. You good?
Yeah.
Dip, dive, and dodge.
That's what you gotta do.
Innocence, something like that.
Hey, I know Aurora, so I'm not worried about it. Storm got my back.
Yeah.
That's the way I do things. Oh man, guys, we had a hell of a day today. Day 2 of the combine. It was so much going on. So this is the first time we actually got to hear from Ryan Poles in a while. And he gave us a lot of information. We got a lot from Matt Eberflus today. We've got a lot of rumors. We got a lot from insiders. We got we've already heard from Merrill Hodge. We've heard from just everybody. So Peter King, who's about to retire, we got a lot from him. We got a lot of things to talk about, and I really want to start to dive deep into what we should do in this draft. What positions will we be looking at? I know quarterback is the hot topic. I know quarterback is the thing that really sets everything up. But once we do these things, when we make our decisions, because no matter what, we're going to be making a trade. We're going to be grabbing more assets. What do we do with it? Who do we look for? And who did Ryan Poles talk to today? He already started his interviews, guys. So he already talked to a few people, and I want to go over who those people were. So we'll do all those things. But first, did either of you guys check out his kind of quote unquote press conference or any of his interviews today?
No, I was so busy breaking concrete.
No, but I heard people talking about it. I don't know if that counts. But yeah.
Oh,
I know he said his phone is nonstop ringing.
So basically he says ever since the end of the season, his phone has been going crazy. And I know a couple of people in the office that we've talked about this, and that he's going to trust his guys, but he still has two ways of going. He has Justin, and he didn't name Caleb by name. He talked about him a little bit more than I thought he would, but he didn't name him by name. And that's in his whole statement. But the thing about Justin, he said that he talked to Justin in the exit interviews and to let him know, I'm not trying to string you out there. I don't want to make these things be difficult for you for a long period of time. So I want to do right by Justin. That's a huge thing. He said that specifically. He also said that we've talked to this camp and we are being very honest with everyone in this camp about what's going on. If we're going to make a move or we're not going to make a move, I will make sure I talk to him. He also said, I know the team wants Justin. They love Justin. I love Justin. I'm going to make the decision that's best for the Chicago Bears, no matter which way it is. It might be, he said it could be either way, but I'm going to make the right decision, no matter what. And I will talk to the team, and the team will get behind us. They trust in us. They trust that we're making these decisions. What I thought was really interesting about is the whole conversation with him is that he said he will not make a decision in fear that either Justin's going to go somewhere and be great, or Caleb might fail here, or Caleb's going to go somewhere and be great, or any of those things. He's not going to make a decision on fear. He's going to make a decision that he feels like is best for the Chicago Bears. Those were all great things. So what do you guys think about those?
Kramer, go first. I'm going to go
Go
first.
first.
Okay.
All right.
I think I think we always figured or keep Justin, trade the number one, or uh get Caleb and trade Justin. But I think the more things I hear snippets about Poles, I believe he's a player. He's someone who loves to trade. I think Kramer mentioned it before. What if they trade both the number one and Justin Fields?
He actually did discuss this today. And he said
So
he's going to
okay,
he probably won't do both.
so I'm once again I don't know what happened and what was said. So I'm always thinking that it's going to be both. I'm one or the other. I can't see him getting Caleb. I can't see him grabbing this one pick. You can get numerous of picks, right? And not taking it. I
Mm.
can't see that. It sounds crazy to me if he does stick to it, but I can't see it happening. He didn't do it last year, so what makes you think he'll do it this year? So another thing is I think he's gonna go ahead and get all so much picks, go down on the draft, maybe 7, 8, 9. Well, he already got 9, to get one of the other 3 quarterbacks, 4 quarterbacks. And I believe, possibly believe now that the little once again, one of little snippets that Justin will be traded. And the last I heard was 2 trade offers from Atlanta and 1 from Vegas. Okay. Which is crazy to me because that means Atlanta's like, here's option A, here's option B. Choose one. If not, let us create an option C. So I think that might is a scenario that's more possible than anything. We trade Justin and we trade the number one pick.
Well, clearly, I'm just saying, during the press conference, he literally said the chances of me trading him and not keeping the number one pick are slim to none. I don't think that's going to happen. He literally said that.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was asked by Courtney Cronin, and he said that probably won't happen. That's not what he's looking at. That's not anything that's in the best interest of the Chicago Bears. But we also did say, when you talking about these trade offers, there's been a lot of things about Justin Fields coming through. So, like, I actually have this one here. It said the Steelers have offered the Bears their second round, number 51 overall, as well as additional later picks and potential players. However, the Bears currently are asking for a first round pick to even be in the discussion. They said Deontay Johnson is also a name that has been brought up in talks, and the Steelers are willing to part with.
Yeah, I heard that one. I heard that rumor, and I heard the Atlanta. The Atlanta, I didn't hear details, but I heard like there's rumors like offers on the table. But the Steelers one is interesting.
3 offers from Atlanta. So you said 2, but it was
3.
actually a third one that
3.
came through too. And so Atlanta, it's in the report is Atlanta's willing to do whatever it takes right now to get Justin Fields. They want to get this deal done, signed, sealed, delivered. And one thing, it was almost like Poles was talking about both sides of his mouth, because one was saying, I want to do this as quickly as possible for Justin because I want to do right by him. And then he was saying also, he might still be staying here. But he was like, if you're trying to do something right by him, but you haven't seen Caleb Williams throw yet, I don't see how this is going to happen quickly. So, like, I feel like he's still trying to talk as much as he can. He's talking in circles because he doesn't know where he's going to go yet.
Mm-hmm.
His staff, on the other hand, I do believe wants to trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
that is what the word of the street is, that his staff looks at him, and he actually talked about Caleb Williams today. He talked about the comparison to Patrick Mahomes. And he said Caleb Williams, he said basically he has done a lot. Something that's similar to Patrick Mahomes is the throwing angle, the changing the arm angle, the accuracy, the playing off script. Those things are similar. But that's kind of where he left it. And I also thought that this was pretty interesting that, I don't know if you guys look at the Our Lads website. So they have their ranking of quarterbacks. and they actually changed their number one ranking today.
Oh, really?
Yes. So Caleb Williams went from number 1 to number 2. And right now they
Ooh.
had number 1, Jaden Daniels.
That's your
Oh,
guy.
wow. They just skipped over Drake May.
So
Wow.
and what they're saying is Caleb Williams still has the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
He definitely has the highest ceiling. But
Yeah.
coming into the year and just, overall when we grade ceiling and floor, Jaden Daniels probably has the most to gain. He's most accurate. He could be the best coached up and be ready to play in the NFL today.
So all this changing reminds me when Fields was with Ohio State because I can't remember with other quarterbacks, Trey Lance, Fields, um, all the other crew.
T-Mac,
Right.
Trevor Lawrence.
He came with the class for Fields?
Trevor Lawrence is the number one. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields have always been 1 and 2 for their entire career. Like even in our high school and going through everything, since junior high, they've been 1 and 2.
I remember clearly in their combine, Fields was up there, number 2 or 3.
He's always been number 2.
And then when the combine proceeded, Fields kept dropping. For some weird reason, it kept dropping. I remember talking about this before. Is Fields still good even though he dropped? I think he dropped to number 5 quarterback, the 5th quarterback. I believe it was ahead of Mac Jones or behind Mac
4.
Jones.
And he was in front of Mac Jones, and they said the only one who San Francisco might draft Mac Jones in front of him, and it ended up drafting Trey Lance. So, which is interesting because he did, and they did do that, and they did try to go for that dynamic quarterback, and people have been doubting Justin Fields for a long time. So I find that interesting too.
I just don't know, and
it's frustrating.
I think it's incomplete. It's an incomplete puzzle to me. I really feel that Justin Fields is getting the short end of a stick. I kind of feel that because I think who do we have? We have 2 offensive line tackles. They're very good potential famers. We got a kick-ass tight end, a number 1 great receiver. And we got a defense the last 8 games of last year, 5 of 8 games, we were like number 1, number 2 in ranked. It's kind of hard to give Fields a fair shake on the shit that he was doing or he has been told to do. So it's kind of hard for I kind of feel like it's incomplete, And that's bullshit, man. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna go somewhere better, but I don't know.
If he does. My thing is like everyone wants to bitch and moan about Fields, this and that, right? And I agree with what Fredo says. Like you're not giving him a fair shakedown. But also everyone in Chicago was so happy. Oh, we got DJ Moore. Cool. Yes. DJ Moore had his best season as an NFL player this season with Justin Fields throwing him the ball. So we were so excited about, hey, look, he finally has a wide receiver that's good. And also that receiver hasn't had a good quarterback. And now he comes here, year 1, the most receptions, most yards, most touchdowns. I think he had like a bunch of like stuff going on, so like, yeah, he was great, and he's going to be even better as years goes on. So you at least see like, okay, he's getting the ball to the guys, he's doing that, and he's still able to like kind of get away while he has no, solid line. Left tackle is okay. I saw his stats. A lot of people were like, I'm like, okay, it wasn't horrible.
Two
We definitely had
4 dropbacks.
Yeah. So we definitely had way worse lines before, but it still wasn't the best, so yeah, it was it sucks to hear that everyone's giving up on him, but it's not surprising. Everyone wants to go for the new shiny toy.
That's exactly what it is. Everyone wants the new shiny thing.
New shiny thing.
Oh,
hey. That's it's our buddy in chat.
What's up, homies?
I think that's Alex, our friend Alex.
Hey.
OC. Uncle Rico number 1. No. There you go. You throw it over. You can throw it over the mountains.
All right, with all this Justin love, I feel like we need to go ahead and watch this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it up.
All right, let's see if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it or not.
Justin Fields. Caleb Williams is a Washington, D.C. insider who became a West Coast elite. Justin Fields is a Southern gentleman who shares our wholesome Midwestern values. Caleb Williams proudly displayed curse words on his fingernails. Is that the kind of language we want our children to see? Justin Fields promotes healthy nutrition and supports small businesses in our community. Caleb Williams is obsessed with sugary, unhealthy candy. Who do we want as the face of our franchise? Another DC elite pushing profanity and obesity on our unsuspecting children? Or a man of the people who actually finished college and knows how to handle the pressures of being a quarterback in Chicago? Chicago Bears fans need Justin Fields. Paid for by Friends of Fields Political Action Committee. Not affiliated with Justin Fields, the quarterback.
That was great.
That brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. It's funny because, I mean, we can make jokes of this because I feel like the problem is I don't want you to just be one-sided. I want you to look at these things and make an educated decision and understand, especially if you played football, understand what it is to be a leader. You understand why someone not being a leader could be detrimental to your franchise. If someone that's not that leader, if you had the guy that's a leader and you lose that guy, that can be really detrimental. But I do also want everyone to understand that money does play into this. Because if Justin Fields, let's say Justin Fields has a great year next year, you're going to have to pay that man $40 to $50 million.
Mm-hmm. But it's worth it though? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's the man. He proved he's the man. Let's stick with him and let's go. You know what I mean? That's the point of it. If you listen to yourself, you say, if he does great next year, who gives a crap? It's like, if he does it, we'll do whatever it takes, Yeah. We got great. One thing, real quick, I would say for me is, if Caleb comes in and he does great, I'll be the first one to say, you know what, I'm wrong. I was right. But you best believe if Caleb comes in here and he just sucks, he gets hurt like Aaron Rodgers, first fucking play, gets hurt, Myles Garrett tackles him and, he's fucking concussed for, a season, you best believe I'm going to tell everyone like, oh yeah, where's your golden boy? Like, I don't think I'm above that shit. Like, I will come in here like, told you so.
That's funny.
But I'll say I'm wrong if I'm wrong. And I hope I am. And I hope if Caleb comes in, he's the dude, because I want to cheer for a winning team. But
I won't tell you about what I think after we get through these comments. I do have to think about, I have something I want to say. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Grant Hill says Justin Fields with Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, a running back like Saquon. I don't see how Poles can pass that potential offense up. Saquon's gonna get a franchise watch. After all that crap, they're gonna franchise him.
Yeah. I don't think they are.
Justin Fields 1, and Caleb Williams 13, playing behind iffy old lines the past 2 years. Both had issues with sacks, fumbles, holding the ball too long, and make amazing plays. But Justin Fields did it in the NFL defenses and the coordinators. That's exactly my point right there.
You
I actually think they're the same player. So, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why in a second.
All right, here we go.
What's up, peanut butter and jelly? Peanut butter and waivers. What is up? All right, so here's my take on Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. I believe Justin Fields is a bigger, faster, more dynamic Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams does all the same things that Justin does. I think Caleb Williams has more arm talent with accuracy as far as touch goes or arm angles than Justin Fields does. I think Justin Fields has proven that he could be a starting NFL quarterback. I think Caleb Williams reminds me more of Kyler Murray, but he does the same problems that Justin Fields has. He's going to have, except he's smaller. He has smaller hands. He does not play well in the cold. Justin Fields has done those things, and that's why I'm very hesitant to draft him. And I honestly believe if I was ranking them, I told you I would put Caleb Williams second. And I think the chances of Caleb Williams being a bust is slim to none. I do not believe he can ever be a bust. I think he is going to be a good quarterback. I just don't think he's going to be a life-changing quarterback. I don't think his potential is not going to be off the charts. And people forget about what they said about Trevor Lawrence, and it's just so many quarterbacks that they've said these are life-changing quarterbacks, and then these quarterbacks have a poor win percentage in the NFL. I don't have time for him to try to learn how to do these things. I think he will be good. I don't think he'll be bad. I just think that the Bears have a better opportunity for trading him because so many people believe in him and the hype of him, and grabbing what you could get from what Peter King said in his trading thing. I thought that was genius, personally. And that actually falls right into what Grant Hill says. What potential haul will sway polls to trade the number 1 pick and keep Justin? Well, I'm glad you asked that because Peter King answered that for us.
It's a great segue question there,
Perfect
man.
He's looking at our show notes.
Exactly. He must know.
Yeah.
So Peter King literally said, talked about this. He said, well, the way the wind is going, I suppose the Bears are going to trade the top pick, he wrote. I know nothing, but it seems like the way the wind is blowing, the Bears could keep Justin Fields and should, and trade the first pick down once or twice and build the kind of supporting cast that teams need to contend. He says, by trading the first pick, General Manager Brian Poles can receive a haul that puts the Bears in position to contend sooner rather than later. The notion that might outweigh the hype around Williams, according to King. Suppose GM Ryan Poles traded the top pick down one spot to Washington, which would take Caleb Williams, and then got a second pick, a second rounder, and a 2025 first rounder in return, because the 2025 first rounder is leveled as the same as a second rounder this year. So it's the same thing as saying, give me both your second rounders. It's saying, give me your second round this year and your first round next year. That's exactly how they're weighted. The exact same thing. Then suppose Poles traded the second pick to Atlanta at 8. Atlanta picks one Jaden Daniels, a quarterback. In return, Chicago gets the 8th pick from Atlanta, Atlanta's second round pick this year, and a first and second round pick next year because they're jumping up so high. Okay, so now so moving down 7 picks in the first round, the Bears can end up with 9 picks in the first 2 rounds for the next 2 years. 9 first or second round picks.
That's how you build a franchise.
Don't get me wrong. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good. I honestly really do. I don't know how long it's going to take. I think Patrick Mahomes had to take a whole year. No matter we don't have that year to give. That's my own thing. And you have a franchise with a new owner that wants to make a splash, that has new coaching staff, that has all those things. Take advantage of that. Now, if the Bears do these 2 trades, this year they'll have 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders. In 2025, we will have 3 first rounders and 4 second rounders, because we also have Carolina's 2025 second round pick.
You mean to tell me Ryan Poles will not take that up over one player?
Depends on
that
how
is
much
hard
you have to. No, but you have to have really conviction, and that's why I don't believe, even if he does want to trade Justin Fields, that we don't see this until he has a personal day with Caleb Williams. He has to see him throw. He has to work him out. He has to have a real workout with Caleb Williams before any of this stuff is going to happen. I honestly believe that.
Is Caleb Williams going to be in the combine? Because
he's definitely not going to throw. He might not even get measured. But he will have his pro day, and he hasn't said he's definitely going to throw on his pro day. But we'll think about having private workouts.
Yeah. But I mean, but also, like, if you get that, that means if Fields doesn't do it again, you could draft somebody else. You have 3 first rounders next year. You can easily move up to number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you might not want to, because we're not going to have a generational quarterback next year. So that's one caveat.
When's Archie Manning coming in?
The Arch Manning will be 2026.
There you go. So we stick with Fields for 2 more years.
And if you're bad, you get Arch Manning. Then you do whatever you have to do to get that. There are only 2 generational players, Bowers and Marvin Harrison Jr. in this draft. I think that this is one of the best offensive lineman drafts that we've had in decades.
Yeah.
I believe left tackle in this draft, I believe 8 left tackles will be taken in the first round.
Yeah, that's what you said earlier. That's
So,
crazy.
I believe a quarter of the draft picks will be left tackles. And you know what that tells me? That tells me you've never had a good team. You've never had a Super Bowl winning team without having a good offensive line. So you talk about how important it is to have quarterback. It's probably better. It's more important to have a good offensive line.
Something I mentioned before in the past.
So
a
you
lot of
literally
times.
said that specific. I still think, I don't know if we do get a left tackle, but man, makes sense. Poles said from jump, the rebuild will be draft driven. With 2 Heisman quarterbacks in the draft, he should strike while the opportunity is hot. And that's the point. So there are this opportunity. You got Jaden Daniels and you do have Caleb Williams there. So, and you do understand that, you do reset the clock. You do reset the clock. So those things are potential, and those things do have to be discussed and understand that, this is not a simple answer. Grant Hill saying, you turned that Hall down, Poles needs to be fired yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest, you pull that trigger every single time without question.
Unless one of the trades for getting number 1 comes with a player, just like last year it came with DJ Moore. So if it comes with the rushing end, a 3-down guy, or another, not a receiver.
But you gotta remember, we have $80 million.
I mean, we could re-sign him immediately.
Yeah, you could go sign somebody off someone's team. Yeah, Al says this year's draft is deep in O-line and wide receiver. Our greatest needs. Move down and load up.
Yes.
I say center is by far, he's the first guy. He stops the guy who's close to the quarterback from getting to the quarterback. And it's the hardest job of snapping the ball and getting your hands on them and calling out the protection. You need a genius at center. You need a monster at center to be a good team. Peyton Manning had Jeff Saturday. You always have that guy. That's important. So I think that you need to get a 2nd round pick no matter what. Because we need to go draft. We need to get a center. We do need defensive end. We do need wide receiver. And I honestly think we need to have another guard on board just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of them's going to crap out first.
But you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But one of them is not going to work out well. I mean, one of them is going to get hurt again. And if it's Davis, and we move Tevin Jenkins to the right side, I think he's better as a right guard. We should have we need to have a backup swing left guard, even if you had to draft him in the 4th or 5th round.
Jenkins killed the right side with right.
Yeah.
That line for the 3-4 weeks was phenomenal when Jenkins was on the right side.
Yeah, I think he's better at that position. I think they made a mistake last year. I think that's something that no one's talking about. But the idea that we can move down 7 picks, still have 2 first-round picks, and grab that haul would just be nothing you could turn down. I don't know. And this is exactly what Ryan Poles said. Let me see if I can pull it up. We talked about this.
Yeah, you look at there. I mean, but that's how you. And he understands that. Like I said before, that's where he comes from. The team he comes from. Like he understands. Like you build a team through the draft. You build a franchise. You build a dynasty. Look what's going on in Kansas City, where Poles is from. Like he helped build that. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, if anybody knows about, Patrick Mahomes, I guess it would be Poles. I think he was there when they drafted
he was part of
He was there when they drafted him. Right?
So, but and he was part of that whole group and stuff. So I don't know. I got faith in Poles to make the right call. whether it works out or not, that's a different story. But I know he's not going to be him saying he's not going to do it out of fear. He's thinking what's the best thing for the team and for the organization. So which is what you want to hear, for sure.
Of course.
So-
I mean, I think that he's playing the crowd. He wants to tell the crowd, we don't know, we don't know, we don't know. But yeah, he really kind of knows. And it's probably one of those what's that one commercial? The Geico commercial? The guy with the dollar and then the you almost got it.
Almost
You
got
almost
it.
got it. So he's like that with Justin Fields. Oh, what? Want the dollar? Let's see what you have. What do you have? So
See what he did there because
just
it's number one and it's a $1 bill. See what you did there. See what you did there.
yes, that was my
Yeah.
got it. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what I think Pose is just doing. I think he's playing
Both sides.
for the
He's definitely-
fields.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no pun intended, but he's playing Justin Fields, and
The
he's
draft,
also
exactly.
playing
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
And that's what he's supposed to do. And that's a smart
Mhm.
way to do these things. This is what Ryan Post says that right now, what do you need to do to get me on my number one pick? Whatever, if I do a trade, it has to help the organization significantly to move around. He said what we did last year, we saw what we did last year. I'm looking for that type of return and more to continue to improve our football team.
and
You know, he
more
said that
with
goes into
two
the
O's,
equation,
or-
right? You got to look at what the areas are in terms of drafting. That changes the dynamic based on where the board is set up. We'll end up counting the guys in certain spaces that we feel like can impact players on our team. So that goes into our equation as well. So he's laid out a framework on
Right.
what he will take to get this number one pick. Also, something that happened with Peter King today is I heard him on multiple channels, and he talked about this. He said, first of all, I'm not talking to the team. He's plugged into the NFL as a whole, as a national thing. He looks at it. This is what he's hearing that they're going to get. He believes Ryan Poles will do this trade wholeheartedly, and he says the reason is someone's going to offer him a trade that he can't believe. And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, there's at least 3 teams that are going to offer Ryan Poles a trade that's going to blow people's socks off.
what teams,
No, he didn't list them, but you assume it's going to be Washington. It's going to be Atlanta. It could be Denver. You could see
I kind of see Denver.
Steelers.
you know,
I think
I kinda-
Steelers are on it.
I think the Steelers are all Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Well, right, but I mean, I kind of see Denver because Russell Wilson's leaving. He doesn't like Wilson. Peyton doesn't like really Wilson. And then I'm telling you, Sutton or Sertan and Jerry Judy.
Yeah, but you're not going to
mean-
get Patrick Surtain if you're going to pay Jalen Johnson. Because Jalen Johnson
But-
was the number
but-
1 ranked cornerback last year. You're not going to pay both.
I understand, but hear me out. Would you give up the number 1 pick for Jerry Judy, a receiver, 24-25, Sertan the second, 24-25, defensive back to help seal up the other side with Johnson, right? And then
have
you
that, though.
trade down with some other picks from the second or third round picks for next year or this year, whatever. Would you pass that up? Because now you
Yes.
solidify the
I need more.
defense and you solidify the other offensive receiver.
I don't like going down to 12. When I look at this draft, I feel like it's
I'm not-
when we have
Well,
life-changing type of draft picks, I think there's 9. Team-changing, franchise-changing picks, I think there's only 9. And I'm not
Okay.
I'm not going below that number. And I'm already at 9.
Yeah. So you're already the ceiling or the bottom.
The
bottom of
this
the
is
bottom,
as
right?
far as I'm going to go down.
Floor.
plus maybe
for me,
next
those are
year's
the only
number
ones.
1. Next year's number
No,
1.
if it's
and-
Denver, they have to offer me. We'll have to wait to draft night. I need 4 number 1s. It's Denver. You want Caleb Williams? I want.
Are you
4
from
number
the draft
1s.
day? I mean, I don't think 4 number 1s.
No, that's
I
because
think
that's what you could do. You only could take 3 picks. But that same year you could draft. You could take 4. So I want to trade for that 12th one, right? I want 2025, 2026, and 2027. If you want that, to go that far down, I want everything. I want a haul. I don't need Patrick Surtain, even though he's a great player, because our defensive backfield is pretty decent already. I want a haul. I want a chance to, no matter what I do, get another quarterback if it doesn't work out with Justin. If I'm going to go away from Caleb Williams, I need something special, just unbelievable. And I want Jerry Jeudy.
Right. I mean, Jerry Jeudy with DJ Moore, and then you got Komet, and now all we need to solidify the safety on the defense. So
yeah, but it's just 12 is so low. You lose opportunity at a lot of players. So that's what that does worry me. See what we got. So, who can fill some of the Bears' needs in free agency? Who won't get tagged? They'll narrow the draft targets even more if they feel a need with young free agents. So here's the other thing: there are some centers that are free agents that are pretty decent. They are young. There's also some defensive ends, some rush ends that are pretty decent, and there's not a lot of people that are getting tagged. You know, T. Higgins is getting tagged, but there's not a lot of people that are going to get tagged because the number is so high.
Right.
Yeah. I was looking at Brian Burns.
Yep. Brian Burns is rumored to be loved in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Montez Sweat and Brian Burns?
Ooh.
What?
Yikes.
Yeah.
What?
That's wow.
That will work. I'll take that. Thank you.
That'll
Check,
work.
please.
I'm just looking at edges. Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, Daniel Hunter. We talked about. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Good
He's
fit
up there. Jonathan Greenard.
Yeah, you can always trade back for a 33-year-old Khalil Mack who has 17 and a half sacks. I mean, you have those type of free agents, but ones that I will be looking for is a young safety, kind of what Freda was saying. I think that was a very good insight. I'll be looking for that. I will also be looking for, help at guard and center, possibly someone who's a swing of both of those. Those are the things that you're really looking at. And there's some out there. There really are. I think you still build through the draft, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grant Hill said, I have no problem resetting the clock if you get rid of Eberflus, but we kept them, so now we might as well might not have to recycle. Don't think you Fields is rising. And it's funny. It's almost like you've done all the prep for this player, right? And then right when he has his opportunity, he could be great. You trade him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be genius, and it might be really something you regret for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a move. I think that this move is going to define polls. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be the thing. He's going to be known for. You know, did he make a dumb move or was he smart about it? So, yeah. And I think he knows that. You know,
who's the best left tackle in the draft? He said it. He said it. He said, "I'm not scared."
Yeah.
So best left tackle in the game in the draft. I think Joe Alt and Fashanu are basically the same guy. They're both monsters. They're both running about 5'40", 5'2", 40. They're both about 6'5". They're both just gigantic human beings. I don't care which one you go with because they're like literally are just great. You know, I think Joe Alt is 6'8", 315.
I heard a lot of good things about Alt.
Yeah, Al Notre Dame, great guy. As I said, 4'9", 40, 5'2", 40. It's the same thing. Fashanu out of Penn State, he's also he's 6'6", 319. You know, another 5'2", 40. Unbelievable guy. Now you can keep on going. You go Puaga, Oregon State. He's what? 6'5", 332. And he's more of a right tackle, in my opinion. But whatever. We don't need a right tackle. But he's still high up there. Then you got Latham from Alabama. Latham is 6'6", 360 with a 4'8", 40.
How can you be that big And that fast, man. That's insane.
His long stride and big muscles. That's my answer. That's all I got.
I mean, 360 pounds running at you that fast. Like I know he's the O line, so he doesn't run at you, but still, man,
That's a huge problem.
Yeah, well, he does. If you're a linebacker, he'll be running at you.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
true. Yeah,
God. Give him the ball. Let him run it up the middle for that 1 yard rush.
This is not rugby. Then we got Mims from Georgia, who's 6'7", 340. He's a little bit slower. It was a 5'3", 40. We have the other offensive tackle at Alabama. Oh, no, this is the Arizona guy. Jordan Morgan. Jordan Morgan's a left tackle. He's about 6'4", 312. He's a lot faster, a lot fleeter of foot. He's probably going to be a very good center as far as pass blocking. He gets a short arms, so that's my worry about, but gigantic hands. But my point is, all those guys are going in the first round. All those guys are going in the first round. So just, when we say it's deep, it's very deep. Yeah. All right, we got, say, if Washington is trading with us, what would you want from Washington?
McLaurin.
What do you say, Fredo?
McLaurin.
They're not giving McLaurin up. They're not giving you McLaurin.
You never know. I mean, just.
But why would I want McLaurin more than draft picks?
I mean, you will get draft picks, just like Carolina did last year. Gave us more plus this year's first round and whatever. It won't be as many draft picks because you got a player with it. However, if you get McLaurin and then swap from 1 to 2, and then next year's number 1 or next year's number 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, I think McLaurin, everyone's really focused on the wide receiver because if we get McLaurin and we get number 2, so therefore we don't have to get Marvin Harrison Jr. We could easily trade that number 2 for more picks towards the end. Or trade number 2 for a center or anything that we need to fill the gaps. So I think
you can ask,
Washington.
I have a problem with them. The idea that they're going to get rid of Terry McLaurin.
All right, see, look.
Yeah. No, but not with all the other stuff. Is the problem.
Right. It's one or the other.
We need the drafts. You can't get McLaurin, and you're going to get these second and first round picks. You get one or the other. I think the second and first is more important.
Yeah, in a 1-2 swap, right? We get McLaurin the number 2 pick while they get the number 1 overall. I think that's too short. That won't be enough to get the number 1 overall for just McLaurin and a 2 swap. I think you'd have to be more draft capital with that.
I think you get McLaurin in a second rounder, and I think that's all you'll get for that.
Yeah, and I'd rather get a first rounder. Give me a first rounder, next year, and then maybe a second rounder this year. Yeah. Because McLaurin's cool. He's good. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, no, he's really good. As far as Ohio State, I love him. I just don't think. I think the problem is they're going to rate him as a second rounder. So, you're getting next year's first rounder is still basically a second rounder this year. Okay, and McLaurin is basically another second rounder. So you're only getting 2 second rounders to move up one spot. But next year's first rounder is basically a second rounder. It's the same equation. Use one of next year. That's fine. So if you do one or the other, you're not going to get McLaurin and what you need for capital. Say we got peanut butter and jelly. I'm praying for Fields to hot Atlanta. Hey, Atlanta's doing the same thing too. They want it bad. They want it bad. They'll do whatever it takes.
Man, that'd be scary. It'd be great over there.
Surtain in Chicago would be insane. I can't disagree. I just don't know where you're going to play all your players. You got too many cornerbacks. Which normally you can't say, but you literally at corner. You have 4.
I was about to say, wait a minute. They're like offensive guards. You can't have too many.
Yeah,
because people get hurt.
They won't be able to play.
Starters. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all starters and they can't tackle all. So I don't know. But it'd be interesting, I guess. But if you do that, you don't sign Jalen, which they kind of said they're already pretty far down the road of signing Jalen.
You hear first, guys. If that happens,
he will be the one, and he's done it before, guys. I know you don't believe me. He has done it. I feel that if we draft Caleb 1, then top 3 receivers in the draft, we're not going to are not reaching 9 to take that into account. I think so. JJ McCarthy is going to go before 9. Okay, so that's Jaden Daniels, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Caleb Williams. That's 4 quarterbacks going before 9. Okay. I think Joe Alt goes before 9. I think Brock Bowers goes before 9. So now we got 7, right? Oh, that's 6. I'm sorry. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. definitely goes before 3. So that's, that's 8. That's 7 right there. And then Roma Dunes or Neighbors probably goes before that. Roma Dunes, I think you still have an opportunity. I don't know if you get all 3 receivers, but someone might take one of those receivers over Brock Bowers, knowing that Chicago doesn't need another tight end. And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
But Jelly says Joe Alt is the best one. So I like the Oregon State guy. They said, and you said with Terry McLaurin. And then here you go. Think Poles gets into second round in return for Bridge to 75. Washington has 2, 36, and 40, but then you're not getting picks like Kingsley Sumatia is number 3 on Fields freak list. Yeah, likely in the second round. I like that. I like what you're saying. I think in the second round, it's more important for us to get center.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to go get what's his name? Jackson Powers Johnson. I think you have to get him. I think Jackson Powers Johnson is the man in Oregon. I think he's 6'3", he runs a 5-second 40. He's 334, and he's just mean. And in the Senior Bowl, he was just mean. I would do anything to have that guy be my center for the next 2 years. But either way you go, you got a young quarterback. So I have a young quarterback with this mean center will now have a right tackle that's great. And then we can decide what we're gonna do with this left tackle. So because he's whatever.
He plays when he wants to.
So start getting players back from Washington. Yeah. I understand. We still getting players back from Washington. Will Bears feel safety in draft or free agency? Either way, with whom? What do you guys think?
I think free agency. I don't know who's out there, to be honest. And the reason I see free agency is because safety is one of those positions that's kind of critical because you can easily get burnt if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And in NFL caliber, you need to be fast. You need to be reactive. You need to react quickly. So I'm sure I don't know who's out there in the safety positions. I strongly believe they're gonna get it from there, from free agency. Who? I don't know the list.
Got some good ones. I'm looking at
I think Kyle Duggar is gonna be a Chicago Bear.
Duggar?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at Winfield Jr.
Winfield Jr. is really good too.
But is he gonna be franchise tagged? Or would he
No, he's not getting franchise tag. No. The problem with both Antoine Winfield Jr. and Kyle Duggar, they're kind of like in the box safeties. And we really don't need an in the box safety because we have one already. We really need a free safety, and that's what's hard, to really find. Do you really want to go with Cameron Curl?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a huge Cameron Curl guy.
We could tell because you just danced when you mentioned his name.
I'm looking at the rating. Just like all the ratings.
You like Geno Stone would be very interesting because he's from they have Kyle Hamilton, so they're gonna let him walk, right? Geno Stone's gonna walk. He's not gonna be picked up by anybody. Or not picked up by Baltimore. He is great at pass coverage, and what you really need is a free safety that's going to help you out with all your young guys in front of you. So you need someone that's going to be able to play in space, and be a ball hawk, do a lot of things with Eddie Jackson when he was really, really the best. That's what he did really well. I think that's what you're going to be looking for. But I think you look draft first and then go free agency. I don't think you sign any safety until after the draft.
I can see that. So McKinnon, Xavier McKinnon, he's going to be a free agent. 25. He's young.
Yeah,
he'll mesh really well with that super young, defensive backfield.
Does the Bears have any? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Jordan Fuller is another guy I thought about. But he played a lot of deep quarters, which might not work, but it might be okay for us because we have those guys. He's a ball hawking kind of guy, but we need him to be able to stay play back a little bit and then attack the ball because you're our last line of defense. So,
right.
Those are interesting things. What are you gonna say, Fred? I'm sorry.
Shit, I forgot. I was looking at something real quick. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Or say there are options for it. There you go.
I just remember my question. Do you think there's a cornerback on the Chicago Bears roster who's capable to switch to safety?
No.
Not just flat no.
Because none of them will give away the money. Not one of them will take away. Willing to give away the money from corner to safety. None of them will, especially because they're all starting caliber corners. No.
That is interesting. I was thinking more like, they won't get enough play or credit, but just money. Yeah,
just the money. Stevenson's the type of guy who could get a big contract. Kyler Gordon's the type of guy who could be a big contract and he can play in space. JJ, ain't no way in hell you're gonna get JJ, who's our best cover. He might be the best coverage guy in all of the NFL. He ain't going nowhere else. So there's no way.
I'm glad I no longer have to call him Toast.
You're wrong.
Yeah, because remember I said that in the very first year. Oh, this guy's Toast.
Yeah, I told you that Jalen is pretty good.
His second year he came out, then I'm like, okay, maybe he's okay.
It took him a little while. It took him a good year.
Yeah. Say Winfield will be tagged. McKinney's at Alabama free safety. Sign him, unplug him, and play for the next 5 years. That's interesting. But you could also go to the draft and get Kalen Bullock. He could do that.
Wasn't there a Bullock that played for Tennessee a while back? Or is this before you guys' time?
Yes, there was a Bullock. Yeah, he did. No, he's right. Yeah, Tennessee. And it's actually the Titans still. It was before the Oilers, so yeah, good job.
Yeah,
it was before.
You guys were born then. Okay, great.
So we were born. We're there. But I do like Kalen Bullock. What's his at? He's out of USC, I believe. He's actually the guy that was talking about that. We're a better team when we're actually playing as a team instead of this one dude being, trying to be the star, doing everything.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if we get Caleb and we get him?
They were good teammates, but just I think he told the truth about some things.
Yeah.
If Justice stays, who's the running back? Would you pair? What running back would you pair him with? You're not going to. You're not doing anything else. You keep in the same room. You might bring another rookie in, but you're not moving anyone else. Khalil Herbert will still be there, and it's just going to be exactly the same.
But they're just good enough players, though. They're just okay. We'll get you by kind of players. They're not the star player like fucking Montgomery. Montgomery kicked ass. Montgomery was good, and for some reason,
but it took 3 years for him to get there.
Right, but Khalil, I'm not. I think we need a bump guy. We need a guy who a Derrick Henry
Roshan. We didn't get to see what
Roshan
was yet, though. We didn't get to see what Roshan was going to be yet.
Yeah. He didn't get. He got some opportunities. He didn't really.
No, he was the best pass blocking. He was the best route running. He was the best, the smartest all around back. That's what he was. Especially because the other guys couldn't do those things. I don't
And then
think
you
the
figure,
Bears spend money on anyone.
yeah, and you figure for something like Fields, who, maybe you need another receiver out there. Here's a running back that can run routes. Here's a running back that can block. What you definitely need if you can't figure out left tackle again. So yeah.
Well,
He only gave up
I
2
like
sacks, man. He only gave up 2 sacks.
isn't
Damn.
Eckler
Wow.
isn't Eckler a passing running back or a
Yeah, but he
receiving running
always
back?
gets hurt. That's my
Yeah.
problem with Austin Eckler.
Yeah, that's a bad thing about him. You're right.
And I'm not paying a
What-
guy to be hurt.
What was Martin saying? I think Martin was talking about it a few weeks ago. He goes, in dynasty leagues, like you need to be, this guy needs to be off your team already with Eckler. I believe he was saying something like that.
And you gotta remember how old Austin Eckler is right now. I mean, he's at a point where if you look at, he's not one of those guys who are dynamic or super dynamic. Austin Eckler is already 28 years old. He was a late round running back, so he never got that money. So he's looking for a payday, right? But he's not the guy that's going to play hurt and do all those things. So that's why I do worry about him. Even though I love Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I do not think. I think I stay with Roshan. I would love to see a more dynamic runner, but I will probably wait for if Atlanta doesn't work it out and give me Al Jair.
You know what?
I'll look see for him.
Just someone call Matt Forte and bring him back.
You know what's hilarious about that?
One more
How old do
year.
you think Matt Forte is?
Ooh, he's got to be.
27, 28, I want to guess.
Matt Forte?
Wait, you said
Yeah.
20? No.
No, I said 27, 28.
Yeah,
No.
38. He's
Yeah, I was gonna say
my age.
35.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's my age.
You got to figure he was like 28 when he was still playing ball.
Joe Flacco was 44, 43. Look what he did.
That's QB though.
And Joe Flacco's
QB.
not that old either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Man.
you get my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but running backs, their time is starting to get up. When it's 30, you start to figure like, all right, how often am I getting hit? How good is the offensive line I'm behind? Are you that kind of guy who can take a hit? I think
Right.
what Matt Forte played until he was what 30? I think
32.
31, 32. But and he took a beating, man.
I believe
love
we're
this.
going to get
It's
the running back
Xavier
from Michigan.
McKinney is 24 years old. I just don't know if he plays the field the way that we need him to play. Be very interesting though. But but you know what? And this is why defensive coaches would know better. I would love to see how they rate him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And here's a good question though: is Bowers off the table at 9?
I think so. Yeah.
I would not drop
Okay.
him at 9.
Huh?
I wouldn't drop
Bowers?
him at all. Yeah. Brock Bowers is amazing. Brock Bowers is a split in. He is Travis Kelce. He is amazing, but I just paid Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
I'm not
We
going
don't
to-
need him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see him being gone by 9.
I think he's going by 5. If the
Okay,
Chargers
yeah.
don't grab him, they need to be fired again. Like,
Yeah.
with Marvin Harrison not practicing for the draft combine, will that hurt his stock? No. The only thing that could hurt Marvin Harrison's stock is a twisted ankle,
Mhm.
or something happens that he unforeseen bad passes.
Or a scandal.
He's
What
not
type of
even catching the
scandal?
ball. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is not hiring an agent.
Yeah.
He's not catching passes at pro day. He's not going to do anything that will hurt him because he's already put enough on the tape. He's gonna say, "Look, you know my pedigree. You saw the tape. You know I'm the best wide receiver. I'm not putting any chance. Why would I take any chance at all?
Yeah.
No chance, because that's what you got. No chance in hell."
He's not doing an
No, he's
agent
not.
too, because I think I heard Caleb is not doing an agent either.
And also, because you know why these guys aren't doing it? It's already slotted for the pay scale, and by not having an agent, you're basically saving about $1.3 million.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would get an agent after?
Maybe. And when you have to negotiate a contract.
Yeah.
Why would I do
Oh,
them
that's true.
beforehand? Why would I
That's true.
paying him 1.3 when I'm already slotted to where I'm going to be.
You're already, that's true. So you don't need an agent until a couple years from now when it's negotiation talks.
You don't need an agent unless you're talking
I
about
didn't even
commercials.
think about that. Holy shit.
If you're having a good year, I will wait till I have a great year and then I'll hire an agent and let them bid on me and then let them go down instead of me giving me a flat 5%. I'll take 2.5%. So now I'm paying them less money because they know I'm a commodity. I would do exactly the same thing they're doing. I have no problem with what they're doing.
That is super smart. I didn't even think about that. That is really,
because you're slotted. If you're the first or second pick, you know what you're going to make. Caleb Williams, if he's number one, if the Bears draft him number one, he's going to make $11.5 million a year.
Yep.
That's it.
You
why am I
need an
paying
agent.
someone to do that?
Yep.
If you're talking about running back, what do you think about Braylon Allen from Wisconsin? 6'2", 245, runs a 4.4, plays a natural hand catcher, and turns upfield quickly. Braylon Allen is a great pick. Guess what with Braylon Allen? He is not a second round or a third rounder. I don't want to see the Bears draft any running back until the fourth round. Nothing. This running back crop is not special. It is not special.
So where do you think he's
I
gonna?
love Braylon Allen. I think it's a fourth rounder.
Fourth rounder.
To be honest, I think he's a fourth rounder. Because I don't think any running back goes in the first round. The first running back Jonathan Brooks would be the first. Jonathan Brooks would be the first running back off the board, and he probably is a late second rounder or middle second rounder. Trey Benson's probably gonna be a late second rounder. Blake Corum might be a middle of the third rounder. He might be the third running back gone.
Damn.
Then we got Bucky Irvin. I think he's gonna be a third rounder.
I like that name, Bucky Irvin.
I like Ray Davis from Kentucky. I think he's a plug and play guy, but he's like a late third to an early fourth rounder. None of these guys. These are all 2s and 3s on your team. So I mean, you don't go early. Will Shipley, out Clemson. We've been talking about Will Shipley for a long time. This might be the resurgence of the white running back. I love what Will Shipley does. I think he's fast. I think he's explosive. He can catch the ball. He's probably a better pass catcher than he is even a runner. But he runs inside. But he always starts outside. We did a kind of we did an analysis on him. Went through his tapes and everything. And I like him, but I'm not going to draft him into the end of the fourth round. So what does that tell me? That Braylon Allen should be available in the fourth or fifth round.
Yeah. What do you think? Pick him up? Would you take a chance to pick him up in the fourth round if he's available? Or if anybody above him is available?
In the fifth round, my ninth pick in the fifth round, I'll take him. I think we have 2 picks in the fifth round. I'll take him.
Yeah, because the chart I'm looking at right now, he's ranked 12 out of all the running backs. So
just tells you, and no one's going in the first round.
Yeah.
Saying that's how it kind of goes. But these guys can still be great. There's a lot of guys. As I said, Austin Eckler. We talked about Austin Eckler, where he was picked. I think he was a 5th or 6th rounder.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there that are great. Isaiah Pacheco's a 6th round pick. So just because they're these late, they're not top round people, doesn't mean they're not talented, and doesn't mean that you don't go grab them. But you grab them where you need to grab them. You don't overgrab people.
Yeah.
You don't just overdraft. It's just not smart.
Yeah. And the whole running back position is in the midst of like a change right now, because it's going from being the dude to being a committee, and it's kind of interesting with that. So
safer.
Yeah, I don't like that. It hurts fantasy.
It's the new world, man. It's the new world.
Yeah.
It sucks.
He said Drake May gives me Trubisky 2.0 vibes. Actually, it's because he went to Carolina, but I see Drake May. I see him as Justin Herbert.
Okay. That's not that. I mean, that's a way better.
Trubisky, yeah.
But yeah.
I think he's Justin Herbert, and I think the problem with Justin Herbert is he's not a winner. You know, he's under 500 for his career. Everyone's talking about how he's the golden boy, has a golden arm. He's under 500 for his career.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it has a lot to do with the defense. It has a lot to do with the coaching. And they don't run the damn ball. And, you know, I've been telling you, do you guys remember who I said they should be the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears? Greg Roman. And Greg Roman is going to be the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. He is.
Nice.
And they asked Greg Roman, what are you going to do to help him get better? And you know what he said?
Run the ball.
Justin's going to get better because we're going to learn how to run the damn ball.
Yeah.
We're going to give him a running game.
Yeah.
And that's going to make him better.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
I love Greg Roman. Oh, Greg Roman is great. Caleb could talk to Lamar about an agent. See, Lamar took a bigger chance. Caleb is going to be drafted number 1.
Yeah.
So his slot is already good. You don't even have to worry about it.
And was that 3 years, 4 years? He has to really, maybe 3 years. He has to worry about negotiation.
I think if he has a great year this year, then you hire an agent to deal with the commercials,
right?
All
the brand
and all that stuff, and then you hire, and you really should hire someone you know. And that's why you go to these great colleges like USC. You should be in the business school learning, in law school learning, because you can't just be an agent. Even if you are a lawyer, any of those things, you can't. You have to go through the test for the NFL. That's why there's people that they're agents, but the NFL won't recognize them, and that's why they can't be called an agent. You have to go through the NFL through their testing to be able to do it. Small fact, I guess no one talks about. All right, here's a question: if the 2018 Bears have Justin Fields as the quarterback, where's their ceiling? They beat Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they beat Philadelphia.
Was that the double doink?
Because they couldn't score. I was at the game. They had the double doink. I was at the game, man. They just could not. They couldn't do anything offensively, and that's why it came down to that.
Yeah.
They had
when
all
you get to
the
the
pieces
point where you're kicking a field goal like that. Yeah,
exactly. Shouldn't even been there.
Yeah.
Hell, let mama get qualified to be the agent. Tax break too. Let's go. But that's the thing. Awesome. You can, as I said, like you could be a lawyer, you could be a business person, you can have an MBA and not be an NFL agent. You literally have to go through the NFL, go through all their hoops, jump through all their hoops to be able to be an agent.
Huh.
And that's why they say a lot of things are unfair, but that's how it is.
One of them. Yeah.
All the receivers are going at the top 9. Which receivers are you looking on the deep receiver draft? Keon Coleman FSU is going to be a first rounder too. So that's a good one. Keon Coleman is going to be a first rounder. We did a deep dive on him also on Dynasty Pylon. So that's just another one of those guys. I think that's a good one. I thought the problem with Keon Coleman is that his hands are a little bit, iffy. I like Oregon, Troy Franklin was a good one. We talked about Brian Thomas. I really wasn't huge on him. Xavier Legit, he has a 4.3 speed, great size, so he might end up being something. So I mean, those are the type of guys I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
See, Forte 4th rounder and Jordan Howard 5th rounder. You can go find gems in the late rounds. That's what you should be doing. The 4th and 5th round, you better be looking for your running backs there. Matter of fact, as you said, Roschon was drafted in the 4th round, Braylon in the 5th.
Yeah.
That would be outstanding value. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that you need to make sure that you find your running backs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round. Get your linemen, get your quarterback, get your defensive ends, your edge rushers. You're looking for those guys early.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get out here, I kind of want to talk about the rest of the draft. We talked about center. I said I want Powers Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I need him.
Yeah. I wound up watching the Senior Bowl. After you were talking about it, and I was watching him specifically. And damn, you weren't kidding, man.
Moved people.
Yeah, he was just like a beast. Like he was out there like showing people like that was his like tape. You know what I mean? Like that was like, oh, look what I can do. Kind of
and his
thing.
hand
You know?
power. So he was
Yeah.
snapping the ball. Great snaps. First of all, now on the
Yeah.
ground, hitting people
Yeah.
right there where he needed him, and he was taking his hand and he was moving people out while being aggressive. Oh, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful way. His footwork was great. He's fast. He can pull and get out in front of the running back. I thought that was really great. Those are all unbelievable things. The Bears need the defensive end, the edge rusher. I really hope at 9 we go get Dallas Turner. That's what I'm looking for. I want Dallas Turner. Jared Verse maybe, but I'm more of a Dallas Turner person. For me. If you don't do that in the first round, now you're looking, second round. I think you're going to go get Braswell from Alabama. That's probably where you're looking at. Those are things we need to do. As we have Fredo said, we need to look at safety. We need to be looking at safety a lot. We probably don't need defensive backs because as I said, that we've been interviewing a lot of these guys. Cole said he interviewed both linebacker and defensive lineman this week.
Ooh, okay.
So this week he did linebacker and defensive lineman. This week he said he really didn't need a linebacker. It was more outside linebacker than people that he was looking at. And then he went with the defensive end. He said there's some guys that I love. I think that 9 will be a defensive end. Yeah. So all right. We got something in here. Let's see this little hand commercial. See if I can find it.
Get it.
I got you. So what we're about to watch right now is basically from Panda over here saying, this is actual footage. We have actual footage of Caleb Williams.
I don't think I've seen this one.
So here we go. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you hear it.
I'm gonna get one at McDonald's.
Why? There's a BK right there.
I had these tiny hands.
They're not that tiny.
They are that tiny. That double cheeseburger or BK, it's so big, it's gonna make them look even tinier.
What if I hold it for you?
The double cheeseburger. 30% more meat than the McDonald's double cheeseburger. And only $1.
That's what we got to do. We got to feed Caleb Williams. Instead of a Wendy's Whopper, he has to wear a deluxe double from Culver's.
There we go.
Oh man, guys,
that one is funny.
That's great. All right, we're gonna last couple minutes. I want you guys just to tell you what you think is going to happen in this next week, with Justin Fields or Caleb Williams or anything, or do you think nothing happens this next week?
So let's see. Today's the 27th. Next week.
Next week
Something's
Tuesday
gonna
will be
happen.
the 5th.
We'll find out definitely if Justin's a Chicago Bear or somewhere else. Or because I think it's gonna be that time where the number 1 pick is gonna be gone by next week. That's my prediction.
Okay,
next week.
Yep, by next week Tuesday.
I can see that happening in 2 weeks. I can see that happening in 2 weeks. This upcoming week, I don't think we're gonna get much. I think we're gonna get a lot of more rumor trades and this and that and stuff like that. I think the talk of the town is gonna be like anytime somebody throws a ball and it was like, oh, I wonder what Caleb can do. It's gonna be where's Caleb at? Where's Caleb at? Where's Caleb at? Because he's the big one right now. So especially if somebody throws like what was that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever I think it was 3 years ago when Zach Wilson threw that one amazing ball and that shot him up to being the third, like
the second pick. He got number 2,
second pick, which is insane. I was like, dude, he threw one great ball, and you're like, oh, he's the dude. It was like, you're stupid. So Yeah, so I think we're gonna get stuff like that throughout the combine.
Yeah. Caleb
You
is
know.
going to be. Can we guess what colors Caleb dress is going to be in draft day?
Oh my god.
I don't
It's a
even know where
kilt.
that's.
Thank you very
Yeah, I was
much.
gonna. What
Was it
do
a
you think that's
kilt?
from?
Dude,
Was
I
it
don't
a
care
kilt?
if you. I don't care if he wants to wear a dress, skirt, whatever. As long as he throws touchdowns, I could care less.
Exactly.
In the
Illuminati.
next week, I'm going to say this. I think Jay Daniels will fly up. Jay Daniels and JJ McCarthy would fly up people's draft boards. You will find that happening and surprise the hell out of everybody. All right. I think that the Bears have a lot of talks. I think we're going to hear a lot of talks about the number 1 pick and and Justin Fields. I believe the Bears hold off until next Saturday. I think next Saturday we will know officially the Bears are trading the first round pick for number 1 overall, or they trade Justin Fields. And if they trade Justin Fields, I will say this: you hear it here first. The Bears will get an extra first round pick for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like Atlanta trading right there, because Atlanta really wants
Steelers.
Steelers too,
or
yeah.
the Steelers, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind him going to either teams if he does leave, but I would really, really want him to see in Steelers with Tomlin. Like that would just be scary. I know Derpy will come in here and just lose his damn mind. So, he'll be super happy. But I'm actually rooting for him to go Steelers. If anyway.
I don't. If we do trade Justin, I don't want him going home. I think that distraction of going home is not a good thing. I want him to go somewhere where he could be a professional. He could do all the things he wants to do. I'm more excited for that for him. And I believe he's earned that opportunity. And you gotta do right by this dude, no matter what. And I prefer him to stay here, but after hearing Poles, I'm not sure.
Right.
But I will say Poles has done a lot of good things. So at the end of the day, I was going to say in Poles we trust, but you better keep Justin Fields. I don't know.
I mean, why? Yes, I understand the distractions. However, you're gonna team up with Bijan, Pitts. You got a pretty solid defense, I believe.
You have a very good defense this year, and the offensive line's been pretty good too.
Right. So I mean, I think he's
No,
gonna
it's
be
a
that
good
one
team.
missing piece where it's gonna
I think he still needs to grow.
put them in the playoffs.
I think Justin Fields needs to grow still. And I think growth a lot of times needs to happen when you don't have people around. And having a lot of family around, I think that hurts you sometimes.
Yeah. And family tend to be super negative or yes men, and both are not good. You need to have people that know how to build up people.
Exactly.
And especially him saying like coaches was the problem this year. Like, what was that, week 4? And if he goes to like somewhere like Steelers, who is one of the best coaches of all time, with Tomlin, that's gonna be super scary. That'd be super scary.
All right, guys. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of positions. We talked about this draft. We talked about Justin Fields. We talked about Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles is really the number 1 guy here. I really hope that we hear something from all this stuff. I appreciate everyone jumping in and happy in the comments. I appreciate all these great ideas. You guys have been the best for these conversations. I have to go pull this one up. Crazy idea to build Bears culture, develop coach on the field players who play like the Bears in a coaching program. Sean Desai was groomed from the ground up. Frazier, Fisher, Rivera, all coached elsewhere. So why don't we keep them in house? I love what you're saying. Why not get Peanut Tillman on the damn roster, on the coaching staff?
On the staff.
Why not?
100%.
Didn't I mention Sean Desai last week?
Yeah.
I like this guy. I really do. I like this guy.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be our show for this week. I can't wait. Keep your eyes on the combine. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. If you guys get a chance, tomorrow I'll be on Dynasty Pipeline with Mark and Martin. We'll be talking about a lot more, breaking down a lot more stuff, especially dealing with this combine. Seeing if you start seeing some things, start seeing some 40s. Barter actually does a lot of scouting, so that which is really interesting. So hearing from him with his scouting background is really cool, also. And me and him will argue back and forth, but we see the game similarly, so it's fun. It's a fun thing. So, and then of course on Sunday we'll be in the morning spike, right here on this channel. We'll be here at 10 a.m. if everyone actually shows up. We'll see. We never have no time. We never get no time. But if you got here at 10 a.m., I'll be here at 10 a.m. and we'll get it going after that.
It's our therapy session, so that's always fun. You get just a vent.
You can just sit on the couch, let us know all the bad things that we've done, all the bad things the Bears have done to us, and that you've never seen a winner in all your 38 years, and go from there. Or you're 50 years old and you were 12 years old the last time you actually saw a Super Bowl champion. We'll talk about it all. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Tank, for being here. And Fredo, thank you for coming in. I know you guys got to work, so I appreciate you staying this late.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the comments, guys, and we will see you guys. I'm gonna get you a Bears poster. Oh, so just a quick note before we say this. This is not my main setup. I actually I have a great setup. It's gonna be so awesome, but I'm moving. My house won't be ready for another 3 weeks, so they're building it right now. But by the time we get there, we get back to the draft, I will have all my Bears and my lights flash, and it'll be great. So I got a couple of things going on. It'll be all right. I promise.
Man, I just realized I got like the shittiest background.
You have a dresser.
It's my bedroom.
You got a dresser closet.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Back there's a bathroom. There's my dresser.
Right.
So, I mean, my is under construction right now. So
Brian legit has an awesome setup.
Yeah, he has a legit thing.
Yeah,
I'm under construction. I should be up and going by kickoff season
2025. He'll be ready.
Yeah.
Oh no. God no. Hope not.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks, everybody. 2 fingers.
Peace.
Later.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our